Six games.
Right.
Okay, so that suffered not performance, but availability suffered because he was gone. But go ahead.
But you and I both believe we're not to relitigate what transpired. Maybe that should not have happened.
Should not have happened.
Skip, when I look at it, Ezeliel Elliott has been everything the Dallas Cowboys hoped he would be on the field. Ezeliel Elliott has been everything they thought he would be off of it. Skip, when you go take a guy with the 4th pick overall, you don't just go talk to high school and college coaches. When you got that kind of reach, you talk to people around. They knew exactly what they were getting with Ezeliel Elliott.
Okay.
It's called production intolerance. And the reason why they tolerate what Zeke does is because his production is up here. So production is up here, Jenny. Tolerance is also up here. But let me tell you what will never happen. Tolerance will never outweigh production. Because the moment that production starts to slip, they're going to get Zeke up out of there. That's just the way it is. So, Skip Bayless, I don't really what? You're gonna tie, like, okay, if you get in trouble, you have to give us some of this money back? Because Zeke is looking at it like, okay, I've led the league in rushing 2 out of 3 years. Yeah, I pulled the lady's top down. That was bad. He shouldn't have done that. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, I bumped into, but I told you, remember Vegas? I said, Skip, go ahead and break the guy off so you don't have to deal with this. Now you got Zeke, Skip, when I talk to these guys, I'm telling you things that either I personally know about or if it happened to me. It happened to me. Skip did I was in Denver, did $200 worth of damage. The guy had no idea who I was, Jenny, until the tow truck driver that was at the 7-Eleven came over and saw him. He's like, hey, Shannon, how you doing, man? I'm sorry to hear about your injury. And the dude looked at me and was like, oh, you Shannon Sharp? Skip, we're in the middle of Parker Road. He grabs his neck and go down on both knees.
How'd you handle it?
I let the insurance company handle it. And then he talking about he wanted 3 signed footballs and 2 jerseys. I said, kick rocks. But anyway, Skip Bayless, Ezeliel Elliott has been so good on the field that they've tolerated his behavior off the field. Because when Zeke was getting in all this trouble, that Jerry, you know how Jerry good. Jerry's a good disinfectant. Man, Jerry can clean up anything. If it happens in Dallas, if Jerry Jones can't clean it up, Skip, you made a mess. Cause you know, hey, I used to spill stuff when I was a little boy. My granny said, boy, don't worry about it. Granny will get it. My grandma couldn't get it up. It wasn't gonna be got. If Jerry can't clean it up, it can't be. And that's what they've done with Zeke. So they've emboldened him. A lot of this problem is what the Cowboys have created, Skip. But he's not gonna give. Skip, when you in that moment and you're trying to get your money, you don't see any of the negatives. You don't see anything that you do off the field because all you think you're being judged on is what you do on the field. Because Jerry's like, well, do you want me to be a model citizen and a terrible player, or you want me to be, you'd like to have both? But I'm just saying, more times than not, Skip, give me the great player that I can deal with some of the behaviors if he's not killing him. But obviously, there are examples to this. But Zeke is not giving them a discount, and it shouldn't because he's playing his tail off, and he's going to lead the league in rushing again, and it's going to be 3 out of 4 years, and he's going to get $1 more than Todd Gurley, and you and I both will be happy.
Call it a day?
Yep.
Okay. I don't see it the way you see it. My only problem with Ezeliel Elliott is the same problem Jerry has times 1,000. He is the riskiest bet in the entire National Football League. I don't know a riskier bet.
No.
High risk, but high reward. Maybe you can't go places without him, as in go to Miami for the Super Bowl,
well,
right?
You said that high risk, high reward, but 2 times 2. What position does he play? So it's even a shorter shelf life with that risk.
That is correct. So the key to the TMZ reported lawsuit is alleged cover-up.
Correct.
What does Jerry do about as well as he manages the salary cap? He can cover up, man.
Jerry Jones
I know. I lived it for many years in Dallas. I watched it. Some of it I could not report because I didn't quite know enough, or I had agreed, and that's not that big a deal. I'll look the other way.
Yes.
But Jerry can cover up because Jerry can pull strings like nobody can pull in Dallas, Texas, and sometimes in other cities around the country. He is a powerful man. And I believe he has pulled strings that we have no idea about. I believe he has covered up more minor incidents, bar fight type incidents, that we don't know anything about. He knows all about them. He knows chapter and verse of what happened at The Ohio State University behind the scenes, because it was not a pretty story. And we know about all the sexual assault allegations, domestic violence allegations by the alleged victim who knew him at The Ohio State, right? And it escalated from there. It went to the incident in Dallas, blah, blah, blah. We know about all kinds of things that have happened in Dallas and now in Las Vegas. This is why Jerry has to sit back and think, do I have another Dez on my hand? Well, yeah, in ways they're different. You know, their incidents are of different varieties, but the point is, Dez was a handful. Jerry had to assign a full-time, what he called a manager, to basically live with Dez to keep him on the straight and narrow, right?
Yep.
Even to get him to show up on time.
Wild to remember.
Okay?
Yeah.
He did do that. I don't think it's come to this for Zeke, but I don't know. Maybe there is. I don't know.
I mean, think about people at home. Think about this. Your boss, to get you to show up to work in which you're being compensated for, they hire someone else to basically live with you or come by your house to wake you up and bring you to work. Let that sink in for just a second. Where they do that at?
Well, as I just said, Ian Rappaport had reported,
Dallas.
but before he got his 5 years, $70 million, the police, according to NFL.com, had been called to Zeke's house 6 different times.
To Dez's house.
I'm sorry, to Dez's house, not to Zeke. To Dez's house.
Right.
6 different times.
Yes.
That's pre-contract.
Right.
And it kept on keeping on. So, do you think Jerry regrets 5 years, $70 million for Dez Bryant?
Well, Skip, no. I think the thing is because after what you mentioned it, he saw what he saw in 2014. In 2014, Dez is what, 22, 23? So he's saying that production is only going to keep going up. I'm going to get at least 3-4 more years of that. But
you're right, because Dez just turned 30. Okay.
So Skip, and he's thinking, oh, I'm going to get me 3, 4, 5 more years of that. Okay. You never thought it was going to be a downturn. You go from having 16 touchdowns in one season to 17 over the next 3, and you're never that player again. Dez Bryant, from that point on, was never thought of as a top 5 receiver. As it progressed, he couldn't even crack the top 10.
No, he could not. So I remember the fateful 2017 car accident involving Zeke, and it was his fault. He was at fault.
We talked about it.
We talked about it, and now the allegation is that he was hurt more than you thought, and he should have been in concussion protocol, and that was ahead of the Green Bay playoff game against Aaron Rodgers at Jerry World.
Correct.
When they had gone 3-13, and they were going to have home field advantage for the potential NFC Championship game, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe he shouldn't have even played. Jerry had to pull some big strings to get Zeke on the field.
Well, that's what he said. It was a minor fender bender.
Okay.
But my thing is this. Look, everybody knows the insurance. I watch enough of these excellent lawyers. You never accept responsibility. I don't care if you ran 15 red lights and hit 5 people. I ain't saying, no, it wasn't, no, I was not at fault. Because guess what? You say you're at fault thinking you're just going to fix the car. Now he got a back, now his neck, now his head hurt. And so now what you said, well, I admitted I was wrong, you signed up for a host of injuries that might last forever.
Yeah.
So now I didn't pay. Nope.
Okay, I believe that Jerry is factoring in the high riskiness of Zeke into why he's trying to keep this down to a low roar, why he doesn't want to go way over Todd Gurley money, $45 million guaranteed, $14.4 million a year, because Zeke has proven to be too high risk off the field, and he did it again in Las Vegas recently, right? Yeah. It's not like he grew up and grew out of all this.
But what seems to be the common denominator, now the allegations about the sexual assault notwithstanding, but from what we know, what seems to be the common denominator, Skip? If you at a bar, what did they do? What they serve at a bar? When you're in Vegas, what did it look like? It wasn't a Mardi Gras type weekend when he's on that rooftop with that female.
Partying.
So what seems to be the common denominator? See, Skip, I believe the overriding thing, the reason why Jerry is hesitant, okay, I give you $45 million. Now, $45 million when Todd Gurley was 6, 7, 8 games, people like, Todd Gurley was in the MVP conversation. Now people keep talking about he has arthritic knees. Jerry has to ask himself, I give you $45 million $1, what is that going to look like 2 years from now?
Okay.
Am I going to be like, what the hell did I get myself into?
Okay. Of Dak Amari, and Zeke, which contract has the highest probability of coming back to haunt you? Well, it's Zeke's contract,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the position.
It could just blow up right
Well,
in your face.
just the position.
Okay,
in and
just
of
the
itself.
position. Although he's been very durable
Right,
at the position
right,
so far,
right.
high contact. Okay, now we get to the bottom line, the psychological ramifications of all the above.